Hey guys, so I did a recap yesterday and it was received pretty well. I got a bunch of messages saying that it helped them a lot. So I wanted to do the same again today. Um, it's Friday. I wasn't trading a whole lot today. I didn't, it was a slower day. I didn't have as many on, so I'm not going to have to go over quite as much. But I wanted to highlight a few that I made between last night and this morning. So yesterday I had posted that I took a trade based off of this negative 23.6 here towards the end of the day. And I ended up taking that off right at the top where that 0% retracement, if you can see it, was identified. Once it came back up, it formed a little bit of a double top. I actually re-entered last night, and I initially had my stop up here around 54 and a half. I think I had it, and I ended up riding that down as we broke through this trend line here and all the way down. And then once we broke through these levels, I rolled my stop to just above the 53.82 level here, which is the top of that trend line. I ended up having it right at 54 and was just waiting to see if this level was going to be broken, because if it was retested, I really anticipated it taking it down to the bottom of this trend line and the 50% retracement, which is exactly what I did. Obviously I could have held for longer, but I took it from here down, adjusted my stop as we retraced back up, and then rode it all the way down just to give entries. That one, so 50, where the heck was my entry? 53.93. So I ended up getting in right around here, so right at that double top. I ended up getting in on this candle, so I took a bit of drawdown, but I had been up for the week. I was happy with the trades, so I ended up taking it down right down to 53.02. So like right here is where I took my profits off, right just as it tested this 50% retracement. So that was the first trade. Second trade that I ended up taking, let's do the TF. So this one I actually, my entry. I ended up rolling my stop and not taking this one off yesterday. Why? I'll explain in a second, but I ended up rolling my stop once we broke back into the structure here. So my entry was up around here. Once we broke back into this structure, I just rolled my stop to above the structure, just like I highlighted just now with the crude trade. I had this line here, and I rolled my stop to just above it, and I really wanted to see if there were two targets I had in mind. So we had this big move up, and we entered back into the channel, so I wanted to see if Friday could bring about a full retracement back down to the 50, which, look, it did that perfectly, and there's a chance that it could hit that 61.8. I'm out of the trade. I'm not going to write it down anymore. But if we come down to our hourly chart, we also, once we break back in, the candle that did it, top of that candle that broke us back into the structure, kind of bottoms out here, right? So it oscillates. There's not much going on, and you can even, if we go down to a lower time frame, you can even kind of see a little bit of channel top. And so I was waiting to see if this would be broken, and then I would get out today with a certain amount of, with decent profit, or if that would hold. And sure enough, when it held and tested here and then tested once again, gave a quick spike up at the open, I ended up taking it all the way down to, my target was the 23.6. Now again, the theme of the day, as you're going to see, is I could take everything down to the negative 61.8, but I didn't, because it's Friday. I wanted to get my profits and get the heck out. So I ended up taking it right down to the negative 23.6. And this one I held from yesterday. So that one, entry was way up at 1384.70, and I took it down to just where I said. This was the last screenshot before I took my profits off. So you can see just over 3,000 on that one. That was more of a swing. That was a couple day hold for me. So let's adjust, and we'll go to a trade that I placed today. I actually placed two today, and during trading hours today. One was the ES, and this one was a simple trade. This was just some basic trend. All right, so we got some basic trend. Wow, that's a bit messy. So we've got some basic trend on the 15-minute chart, a nice downtrend. I ended up entering here, but I entered here because you take this little channel fill here, and I entered right at the 78.6 retracement, and my target, if you saw in chat, my target was right here, right at the EMA crossing, right at the negative 23.6 and this trend line. So I actually took mine off right at the trend line. Again, theme of the day, I did not want to target the negative 61.8, I just wanted to be out. So I took my profits right around here. That one, my entry was pretty near the top on that one. I got in at the spike here, so 22.94.75. That was, let me zoom in so you can see. Yeah, so I took a little bit of drawdown at the spike there, but I was happy with my entry on that one. So again, not trying to hold too long, just trying to take my profits off and get out for the weekend. And then finally, the Nadex trade that I took today was a trade on the Aussie dollar. Now, I had been anticipating this level for quite some time now. Even right when it was here, I had this marked off as a level that I wanted to short. So when we retraced all the way back up and gave a quick spike just after the open to the fib retracement there, the resistance level there, and my level that I wanted to short was just above it. For Nadex strikes, I grabbed something as quick as I possibly could, and within a matter of minutes, I was well in profit with that one. That was I went in the money on that one. I really should have gone at the money, so something I could have done better. I should have gone at the money with how short I wanted to hold that, but yeah, you can see in and out in a matter of minutes. Entry time was 9:08, so just after the open, I ended up getting the 75.78. In retrospect, again, I would have taken it at the money, but I liked where this was at, 75.78, so that's where my strike was at. So I was, I'm mildly happy with that, but again, at the money probably would have suited me a little bit better. So, as always, if you have any questions, comment, let me know. Always happy to answer things, and if not, then I will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend.